On a count of 3. 1, 2, 3.
Presence is the most valuable thing we bring to a relationship, being totally present. Women tend to appreciate others more, and men tend to appreciate themselves more. And so what we want to be able to do is flip the switch a little bit. Oh, gotcha there. And the third place we're going to shake is when we want to get rid of a negative person. We just go up and start doing this. As adult women, we have the opportunity, oxygen.com, and all the things that we're doing here, we have the opportunity to celebrate our mothers and to teach them how to have a sense of purpose, that their sense of passion and their sense of belonging is just as important as anybody else's on the planet.
Yeah, I agree. And I still need you, Mommy. All right, thank you so much. The book is terrific.
My Mother, My Friend is about helping you have the conversations that you may have forgotten or overlooked or avoided throughout your life with your mom or your daughters. You have to get into the act, okay? Lean over a little bit, and now I want you to just, I'll model it for you first. And the bottom line is this. The Hawaiians had a wonderful way of saying it. They said, bless everyone and everything that represents what you want in your life. They also have a belief that energy flows where attention goes. So wherever you're spending your time is what you're going to get more of. I had the opportunity 2 years ago to meet Julia Child, the wonderful chef, when she was in town. And I make a habit of asking people when I meet them, what inspires you? How do you get through the difficult times? And she looked at me and she said, well, I love food, I'm passionate about living, and I do good things every day. And I thought, isn't that wonderful that at her age, she would feel comfortable enough to be able to focus on what's good. And one of the reasons that she started doing video and talking about food on TV was she believed so strongly in women and men being able to be who they really were. And she said, if people see me on TV doing this and making mistakes and not trying to be perfect, but really having fun and enjoying my life, then they know that they can do it too. You can do it too. Enthusiasm is a choice. It's a choice, and grace is the result. Did you notice again how your energy shifted when you started to talk about what you really loved? You know what's interesting about this? Most of us spend most of our time throughout the day talking about what doesn't work. We go out, we try to solve problems, but we get so stuck in the story that we forget to focus on what's really good. And that's another symptom of enthusiastic people, is the ability to focus on the good. I saw this wonderful cartoon, Arlo and Janice. Arlo and Janice are a working couple, and Arlo is at home reading the newspaper, and Janice walks in and she says, oh, Arlo, I'm so fat. And he says, Janice, you're not fat. And she says, Arlo, I'm so ugly. He says, Janice, you're not ugly. You're not dumb. Oops, sorry, got ahead of you just a little bit. Do you know the leading cause of burnout in the workplace today is a lack of appreciation? People will perform better with appreciation. If you need to put a new promotion through, if you're attempting to get a whole new hotel in place, or you're wanting your people to work a little bit harder, take a look at how much appreciation you're giving. And you know a good way to tell if you're giving enough appreciation? How much thanks you're getting back. And if you've had or listened to Dr. Ken Blanchard, you know that he speaks about the 1-minute manager, the 1-minute praise. Been doing it for years. Well, he found in his studies that it takes 12 positive comments to overcome 1 negative in the workplace. So if you've had a problem with somebody at work and you're wondering why things aren't going on the way you want, take a look at the amount of feedback, the amount of supportive encouragement that you've been giving that person, and see if there's a way that you can increase that, because that will really help the process along. Another thing to be aware of is, how about at home? I know that all of you are challenged by keeping balance in your lives. And when we're talking about being able to keep the energy up at home, one of the things you want to be aware of, a study that was done at the University of Washington, they found that they could predict with 94% accuracy which of the 53 marriages would end in divorce. There were 7. They found that the common denominator in every single marriage that succeeded was a minimum of 5 positive comments to every 1 negative in the marriage. So appreciation makes a difference at home too. I'm going to ask you to do this at home tonight. I want you to go home to someone who is important to you, spouse, child, whoever, and I want you to ask this question. How do you know that I love you? How do you know that I love you? Because you know, a lot of us, we measure it based on what we think we want to do for them or what we think we want rather than what they may want. And then all of a sudden this light bulb went off and I thought, oh, this is how he feels loved. CDs put away, dishes out of the sink in the, oh, okay. So I start doing the dishes and I'm putting them away and I'm thinking, I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. I'm going to wash that man right out of my hair. And then I thought, no, that doesn't make me feel good because that's a win-lose. How can I make a win-win here? I teach this stuff. Come on, Mary, get with it. And then I thought, okay, I'm going to do a new song. So every time I do the dishes now, I start washing and I say, I love him, I love him, I love him, and where I go, he'll follow, he'll follow, he'll follow. I'll always be his true love, his true love, his true love. And I go on and on. You know, we're all looking for ways to feel good. And it gave me an opportunity to realize that all of us have different ways of being loved, being appreciated, and when we can tap into what that is, we have a much better time of not just giving someone else joy, but also getting it back. I'd love a volunteer up here for just a few minutes, and you get to vent on anything you want. And I'm going to show you 3 different types of empathy that we tend to give, 2 of which do not work. Who would like to be my volunteer? Okay, Bernie, come on up. All right, Bernie. Can we give Bernie a round of applause?
You'll notice that whenever anything happens and they ask for volunteers, it's always Michael and me. Nobody wants to stick their hands up.
Okay, so Bernie, just give me some good.
Whenever you want to volunteer, nobody wants to volunteer except Michael and me.
You know, Bernie, if you just figure it out that if you allowed other people to do it and to stand up, it wouldn't be a problem. You know, Bernie, if you took this class in communication that I teach, it'd be a lot easier for you. Now, look at it. You can't see his face over there, but you know, it's like steam is rising from the top. And what did I just do to Bernie? I shut him down. I gave him a dagger in the heart. I tried to fix it in a pretty negative way, right? Here, take the class. If you focus on something else, it won't be a problem. Now, let me show you appreciation and empathy in a way that is more supportive, that works for both men and women. It's the same thing.
Same thing. Whenever anybody asks for volunteers, it's always Michael and me that have to come up. Nobody else does anything.
You know, it must be really frustrating for you when nobody else comes up because you feel like you have to always hold up the whole group, right? Great job. I'll tell you what. Here you go. 2 candy bars for you.
Every day you have to stop and say, what's the best part about me? What am I going to do to support myself? How can I take better care of myself? Because if you don't do it, no one else can. As I held her hand, tears started running down her face. Now, I'm in a stress management program. This happens on occasion. And I thought to myself, oh, she really needs to be here. And I said, tell me about you. And she said, I don't think I can talk right now. I said, okay, when you're ready. And she didn't let go of my hand. She said, okay, I'm ready. She said, Mary, I was so excited to come to this stress management program. She said, my supervisor signed 4 of us up for this program a month ago. We just knew we really needed it. She said, I work in a child abuse center. You know Juneau, Alaska. It's a very small community. She said, we had a really rough winter. And it's been tough for all of us. And my supervisor said that if we came to the stress management program, that maybe it would help us feel better about ourselves and that we could go into the new year with a new push. She said a week ago, my supervisor committed suicide. Nobody knew. Nobody knew that it was that bad for this woman. And the power of holding hands, of connecting, of making some sort of connection can make all the difference between life and death. Your holding hands with someone right now may make the difference in someone going home tonight and deciding differently, making a new choice. You just never know. You know, the beauty of what we're doing here today is making that connection. By the way, you can keep holding hands. It's not sexual harassment, it's caring. Okay.
Make sure that you're curious and interested in not just your life and other people, but your health and your doctor. Your health and your doctor. Ask questions. My mother passed away from ovarian cancer 11 years ago. She was not connected to her body. She trusted the doctors instead of her own self. She wasn't a team player there. And she ended up having a 20-pound ovarian tumor removed from her abdomen after a year of it growing. We didn't know. She had 3 daughters, 3 sisters. We just thought she was putting on weight. That's how disconnected she was. Connect to your body. Get your mammograms, get your pap smears, get your colonoscopies. I've had 2. If you'd like to discuss them, see me at my booth. Do these things for yourself. Bone density tests. Make it an annual birthday gift to yourself. Treat yourself to these things. This is an opportunity for you to live a long, healthy life. Prevention is the answer. Mothers, daughters, are there ever 2 words that have created more emotion in our lives, more challenge, more love, more tears, more laughter than anything else? That your mother's weaknesses are your greatest strengths. Your mother's weaknesses are your greatest strengths. She's not just your mom. She is a gem. She's a diamond. She is a ruby. She is a turquoise. She is all these things that we forget about because we keep her in that little box. I just stopped and I got quiet and I thought, okay, I'm going to just do what I always do. What would Mom do? And I said, you know, Mom, let's make a pact. Let's make a pact. And after you're gone, would you find a way to come back to me if there's something after life? I said, because that's really the issue. I just don't want to lose you. I want to be with you, and I want you around me, and I just want to make sure that you're there. And she looked at me, and, you know, like this. And she said, what if you go first? What are you going to do? My mortality is suddenly shoved in front of my face. God bless you, Mom, wherever you are. You're going to have a great day today. You've got a lot of wonderful workshops to go to. There's a lot more to celebrate throughout the day. And I just want to wish you the best, the very, very best, and to live with enthusiasm and grace, because when you do, life becomes a choice, and that choice is always yours. Life is short. Life is precious. Do it now. Presence is the most valuable thing we bring to a relationship, being totally present. Life is precious. Life is short. Do it now.